Hi, I'm Robert Mitchell. Welcome to Cork Meets Fork, match number 3, California Blends meets Sliders. Today we're going to be introducing 2 California wines, blends of different grape varietals, and we're going to match them up with 3 different types of sliders that we're making. The red hot new restaurant dish, just making a small mini burger, or doing different things with that small mini burger format. And we're going to try that today. But first of all, a couple things to cover. This Friday, Kenosha Tremper is celebrating their 30th anniversary of the 1980 championship football team. And we're all going to meet at Sassy B at 4 o'clock, do a pig roast at Amici Field in Kenosha, and then we're going to actually show up at the Bull and Bear in Kenosha for a little outing. But a little shout out to my old team. I played football, didn't really do anything to contribute to the team, but the team was great. We won 27 straight ball games. Also, on Saturday, October 2nd, we'll be doing a wine tasting at Sassy B. That's in downtown Kenosha. And we're going to be tasting these 2 wines that we're going to go over today, along with 3 other wines. So join us there. That's from 3 o'clock till 5 o'clock. Also, we want to mention today that we're starting a online wine club. We've had a wine club going for the last 5 years now, but we're starting one with Cork Meets Fork for the online users here. And we're giving you a great deal here. 2 wines a month, and each month for $30, we will ship the wines to you and deliver our 2 wines of the month. The shipping is basically going to come in pretty much free for that deal. Today's wines that we're going to be tasting are $11 and $15, so a $4 shipping charge any place in the country. That's not bad at all. So join our wine club. You can click down below the screen here and get in and enjoy these great wines that we're tasting every week. Also, the food today. We're going to go over that at the end of this program. So keep your eyes peeled and watch as we prepare those 3 different sliders. Now the wines today, we're going to go right into the Alyssa. And this is a interesting wine from Sonoma. Most of the fruit's coming from Sonoma, but the Syrah in this blend is actually coming from the central coast of California. And this is made from a winemaker that is involved in several different projects in California. And he's a firm believer in keeping the bricks down in the wine. And the bricks in a wine is basically the sugar percentage in the wine. And he doesn't believe going over 28 bricks. And for an example, one of those real sweet, fruity Zinfandels out of California can jump up to 45 bricks, or almost 50% sugar. His wines are staying always around 28%, and that's more of the European style. But you still get that California edge, that California brightness to it. Here he's got a wine called Alyssa that is a blend of 49% Syrah. There's some Grenache in there as well, a little bit of Carignan, and then he adds a splash of Viognier to this wine. Great nose, almost slightly smoky. And you're getting this cherry flavor that's kind of jumping out at you. A little bit of berry, a little cherry. Lots of cherry there, but there's a darkness there to it too. There's a real kind of dark fruit to go along with that cherry, but a very, very nice wine. The color on that too is kind of a soft red. Not that bright red that you'll often get in California reds, but really, really nice. We're doing a couple of sliders, like I said, and I think that would go great with that andouille sausage, which is going to have a little spice to it, and that should put out that fire of the andouille sausage. Now a wine that will go with this elk slider that we have coming up. This is a wine from Napa Valley. Chasing Lines is the name, and it comes from 9 North Wine Company, where they have wines such as 20 Bench. They're also partnering with Ragushi Vineyards, who makes a fantastic Merlot and Cab in California. That's Jim Ragushi. And he's partnered with Jim Gill and James Harder, who are not as famous as Jim Ragushi in the wine business, but put out some great wines. And they also have that same kind of theory where they believe in not coming up with these big fruit bombs out of California, but you have that, still have that California fruit, but not those just whopper, over the top, too much oak, sometimes too much fruit. And his wines are more on the European style, but equally delicious. Here you're getting more of that Cabernet nose coming out of the wine, more that blueberry smell, that blueberry aroma, and certainly darker in color too than the wine from Alyssa. A little bit of that toasted oak, a hint of vanilla, not much. The tannins come out more. This wine is 55% Merlot, 25% Cab. There's also a little bit of Cabernet Franc in there, so it's truly a Bordeaux-style blend, and he's adding a little Syrah to this as well. But you're getting the tannins from the Merlot and the Cab there that just give this a nice finish. And like I said, this is going to work really nicely with that elk slider. Very, very nice little wine. And both of these wines, super, super affordable. Now the fun part, the food match here. And the sliders, we will be preparing these, so stay tuned, stick around, watch how we make each one of these. Here we have the elk slider, a little bit of garlic aioli underneath, and some fried onions, some deep fried onions over the top there. Then in the center here we have a shrimp and scallop fried slider with a rice vinegar slaw over the top. But a little bit of lemon in the rice vinegar, a little bit of lemon in the seafood, lighter, but still I think would work probably with that Alyssa. And then we have the andouille sausage with the jalapeno, red pepper, yellow pepper, a little spicy on both the jalapeno and the andouille sausage. First I'm going to try the match with the Chasing Lions. And this is actually a good sized slider. Look at that baby. Blue cheese inside, the blue cheese just kind of explodes out of there. I almost forgot. We added a little bit of fennel in there too, and you're tasting this fennel coming through. You know, I'm really surprised that fennel actually works really well with the wine. The elk certainly does, the garlic aioli, the onion. But that fennel almost brings out the herbal quality of the wine there too. Now the andouille sausage. Look at that. Could be messy. Ooh, nice spice. Remember, this wine did not have the tannins, didn't have that edge to it, so it's a little bit softer on the finish. With this spice, I think it's going to be a perfect combo. That works too. I'm going to leave this up to your imagination, the seafood combination. Great match. Learn how to make sliders. These are the wasabi fries. Now we're going to make those sliders that we just tasted with the wines. And we've got 3 different types of sliders we're going to prepare for you. You can download all these recipes as well. We're making a elk and pork slider. Here we've got a combination of the elk meat, very lean, and a little bit of pork. If you don't have elk and it could be difficult to get, you can use venison instead of the elk, or you can use ground beef. We have a little bit of ground beef that we can combine with the pork there too. The pork adds that nice little fat, which is a great combination. We're also going to do some seafood sliders with shrimp and scallops. And we're going to add a slaw with a rice wine vinegar to that slaw on that slider. And then we're also going to do an andouille sausage slider with some sauteed red and yellow peppers. We're using a wok for the deep fryer here. If you are tailgating, take an old pot, fill it up with oil, and put that right on the grill. That'll get hot and you can deep fry while you're outside as well. But today we're going to deep fry the onions for the elk slider. We're going to also deep fry the seafood, the shellfish, and that's the shrimp and the scallops, and we're going to do the French fries in here as well. Fries. This is just an easy technique for making quick fries without peeling the potato. I square off the potato, discard that, and then we're set to make these perfect fries. Careful on that slippery knife. And we've got some perfect fries. Now we're going to bread the onions with a breadcrumb breading. We're going to use panko for the seafood. And I'm just using a little bit of spice. This is a garlic herb spice that we're using in the egg wash. But hit the onions with a little bit of flour. Then the egg. And then the breadcrumbs. Shrimp and scallops, we're using the panko. Just a little bit of flour. A little egg wash. Then into the panko. Seafood in the fryer. And we tasted this with 2 red wines today, but there's so much flavor in this that the red wines actually will work. That is golden brown and perfect. This is the elk and the pork, and like I said before, you can add ground beef if you like, venison if you have it, but we're going to add a little surprise ingredient. We're going to put a little bit of fennel. This is some finely chopped fennel. You just want to get a little fennel surprise in there, and just to bring it together, just a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, a little bit of pepper, and a pinch of salt, and we're just going to combine that. Making the patties, very, very simple. We're going to stuff these with the blue cheese. Find a small patty that's going to fit your little slider buns. You can see the little fennel coming through there. Make a little indentation. We're just going to stuff that with some Gorgonzola cheese. And then we're going to seal it with a little more of our ground concoction. Now to the grill. Stuffed burgers, we've got a little bit of the andouille sausage. That's going to take a little while, but what we're going to top the elk sliders with is this little garlic aioli. And you're basically just roasting garlic, adding a little bit of egg yolk. If you're afraid of that, you can just put mayo in there. We did add a little bit of mayo just to bring it all together. And there's a touch of lemon, but it's very, very simple. Blend it, and you've got this wonderful garlicky aioli. I like to toast the buns. You can see the sausages are getting nice and brown there. And our elk sliders are almost there. Now the fun part, the plating portion here. We've got the elk slider. We're going to top that off with a bit of aioli. Look at that. Some of those fried onions. And we've got the seafood. Shrimp, a couple of scallops. You know, I like that aioli so much. I'm just going to do a little drop of that too. There's a little bit of lemon in that aioli too. That'll work very nicely. And then just a little bit of the slaw. And then finally, our sausage. Why not a trio on there? We're going to finish that off with some of the peppers, a little jalapeno. There you have it. 3 sliders.